Hello, everyone. Our first facilitation session, first round about green buildings practices. We are going to facilitate things. We are going to make things easy and more effective understanding of the whole concept of this green buildings practices. Also, when we said when we discuss green buildings or the issue of green buildings practice, we refer also to sustainability because it's uh, it's one of the impact to improve and to raise up sustainability for the planet and for the environment, and also for the people health and well-being. That's why we are going to facilitate this concept by simple tools. It's about visual facilitation. Green building facilitation, it's something you want to obtain it for uh, for for uh, for your home being, for your living. It's a kind of awareness on green building concept and rating system also for the project if you want to align with the project team. It's a kind of also you in project design to select materials, equipment to meet the requirement or the solution for a specific building problem. It's kind of identifying the project and support the project also. And also, it's a kind of preparation and of the design of templates to meet your own requirement. We can use it in many ways. We can define it in many ways. It's a beautiful and it's a large concept of facilitation. But today we are going to make visual facilitation. We are going to discover that and explore this kind of concept among green building practices. So now I'm sharing my screen. So let's see now in the Jamboard. We have two graphic facilitation techniques. To move more deeper about that, it's about green buildings. But when we want to explain green buildings, what we wanted to say, it means what kind of question that we want to align with these green building practices. It's a question of environment. There is many ways, many direction when we want to start by green buildings. Question of environment, question of sustainability, question of policy, of green capital, of also existing and traditional buildings. It's a question also of retrofitting, of network, a question also of kind of facilities, management facilities. What I mean is management facilities. It's a question of energy, water resources, healthy issue, people, work offices. So it's a kind of whole question, coordination, new skills, key ways to improve We see also in this chart conversation, open conversation, green community, green business, green decisions, also tracking result of retrofitting the building, show what we value. Question of certification, because when we wanted to explain green building concept, it's related to a large rating international system. So there is really a big role of certification. It's a question of also of centers. What means centers? It means what kinds of or what types of building we are going to tackle. Neighborhood centers, parks, land use infrastructure. Also, it's a kind of commitment and planning. You have to plan to make green building. You have to manage risks. It's a skills. It's a huge box of skills. But let's see above this chart there is key leverage point. What means key leverage point? I'm going to use my pen. This one. Yeah, it's about key leverage point. What means key leverage point? It's about the key points that are related to green building practices. Like homeowners, they are directly linked. Local hiring also, training, leadership. We are tackle this key. It's about leadership and training. It's about also cost saving, not only energy saving. It's about also another key. It's the access to green materials and access to green energy. It's about also finance to retrofit your building, to maintenance, to make the maintenance of your building. This is the key leverage points. But also another side, we have this side. What means the side? It's really a huge one. It's about mindset. It's about conscious and awareness. We raise awareness to build green, to go green, because going green is advantageous and beneficial to the economy, people, and the planet. So it's about mindset of prosperous future. It's about society equity. Why not we don't live in green cities and green buildings? It's about building principles. Yes, this is the principles. It's about embracing nature. It's about using biomimicry and be minimalist and make efforts to influence people by going green. It's a huge concept, not only a technical one. When we see the chart summarizing all the directions that we can use it green buildings, it's really how to reach people to connect this green mindset and this green conscious. This is the whole concept about green building practices and many directions that we can use it to benefit or to talk or to facilitate green building practices. Now let's move to talk about what means green building naturally, specifically, and what means green communities. We see there that there is a model, it's a facilitation model, because new tools are uprising and increasing. It's very boring to always present concept or present a facilitation session by only talking and paragraphs and words. So I make this kind of model related to many things to build green communities. But why? The question why and how. It's a look at one model. It's also promoted by the US Green Building Council. We know that there are World Green Building Council, and there is also many Green Building Council among Arabs world, Middle East, MENA region, and USA. And I took this model to make communities move more environmentally responsible, and that's the goal. It's about upcoming a whole eco village and launching project across the nation and world to explain more these green communities. We have to build easy eco village. It's easy. This is the explanation. It's about urban and rural communities of people working to integrate a supportive social environment with low impact way of life. And this is the goal, is to meet this aspect of ecological design that we are presenting there in this map or in this visual model, to some kind of ecological design, permacultures, ecological building, green production, alternative energy, community building practices. All this one are integrating social environment with low impact way of life. That's why when we want to build a green community, we have to plan on constructing their homes within close proximity. I mean, achieving such an eco village, it's like a mindset. It's a community mindset, like a common house, but not a common house with many peoples. No, it's about common house in going green, common house in green community, to provide the venue for potlucks, for concrete, for lecture, for workshop also. It's about sharing this kind of resources of this community. This is a green community. It's a matter of building a community. In a way, there is a throwback to village of olds, where everyone know each other and all the generations interacted. And we are hoping to create this kind of feeling for green community and green society. So we see from this model, it's a combination of emotional and social green community. This is the modern building and green building architecture. We can say modern building or modern architectures or green technology uh, to create a positive example for this community and to spread this positive example worldwide. So why we use also green technology among them? It's simply to reduce their energy consumption, because the backbone, I see the backbone of the green buildings, it's consumption, it's people consumption. And our goal is to reduce this consumption. At the same time, the design also play a huge role on consumption toward creating more affordable housing and more low green, low energy consumption houses. It means when we use less energy. So this is kind of eco village that we created by design, uh, by using modern buildings. So we know that people also are also the backbone of this community. So people would like to live in this community. They will feel the purpose in that way. So that they would be interconnected and help also, not just saving the planet and the environment, but also on other hands on the other hands, showing that it's possible to live together with harmonious way and with the green and sustainable way, which is low on consumption, energy and resources, but also in a fun way. So this is a kind of uh, demonstration that I'm going to illustrate there. So let's check more deeply about this component of this green community. We explain it, what is green community, but let's see what their component. We see there the green spaces there to encourage physical activity. It's for the healthy and well-being of the people, of the occupants. We see also the high density residential neighborhood is to reduce the traffic and encourage walking, this one. And also we see there is a mixed use districts for businesses. Why mixed is to level up interconnection. Also we see there uh, narrow roads to slow traffic. On the other hand, also it's about existing infrastructure. We see there also parks, sustainable parks, also reducing greenhouse gas emission by transport and reliable transit and road congestion. It's about management, transport management. And also who here we see to increase pedestrian safety, we can use traffic circles to slow traffics. This is a model of of green community that is combining green building practices, sustainable principles, environmental principles, and also green communities, and living together also. So, so let's move now to hit this sustainable construction. We talked about on the first uh, visual graph that it's about also a question of certification. It's a question of rating system. If we want to walk green and if we want to make sustainable construction, we have to align with certification and with rating system. Why? Because we want something, if we want the efficiency and the productivity, and also we want something that is certified, a building that is certified. Okay, I'm going to explain more this graph about hitting this system. We see now that the most popular one, it's LEED certification. It's about USA Green Building certification. It's promoted for leadership in energy and environmental design, and also redefined the way we think about the places where we live, the places where we work, and the places where we learn. Many kinds of buildings. So this kind of hits, this kind of sustainable construction is actively engaging the sustainable inception of LEED. So they follow this kind of system. And many places, also international places, have this level of LEED certification because it's about rating system, as I said, and generally has 100 basis points plus 6 innovation in design points, and also 4 regional purity points for a total of 110 points. So each credit assigned by this LEED is weighted based on the environmental impact and the human benefits also. So it's emerging the environment and, as I say, environmental design and the leadership in energy. They have platinum, silver, golds, and each rating system have his own main points. We can explain rapidly. The platinum have from 80 plus points. The gold is from 60 to 79 points. The silver is from 50 to 55 points, and the certified also, it's one of the 40 and 49 points. So this is the kind of sustainable constructions according to the LEED projects. So sustainable LEED projects also highlight sustainable approach, like pre-construction, like mobilization, like close-out construction. Also implement quality control to manage the field related and technical support also, and environmental issue. About the mobilization, it's about education, educate subcontractors to ensure materials procurement success. And also, it's about preparing final documents and facilitate certificate process. So that it's a kind of highlighting also headquarters, existing buildings, healthcare, commercial interiors, installation, many cores and many kind of installation. This kind of process is built by USA and US Green Building Council. That's why it's about LEED project that is a success among rating many kinds of buildings. So when we want to uh, to explain more about this kind of function, about Ecocity function, this one, imagine it's nurturing from energy, because it's a kind of nutriment. It's a kind of of energy saving and managing energy consumption, because people are the backbone of the buildings. So always aligning with this kind of ecocity that is nurturing with clean energy and with sustainable energy and with a uh, smart smart practices. I mean smart cities. The three way of, when I say the three principle, the three principle direction that we can align with green building practices, it's a green cities, a green energy, and green lifestyle. So it's about infrastructure, it's about facilities, and about a lifestyle. Lifestyle, it means our attitude, our behavior, our routine, green routine, healthy routine. This is about lifestyle. It's about sustainable living at all. When we want to to summarize that, so this is are the three main principle of green buildings. When we want to implement green buildings, we have to pay attention to green infrastructure, to green energy, and also to green lifestyle. So let's now move to our the most important step in our session is how really to build your green home. It's very important to understand that in an easy way and keep that on mind, because if you want to get your dream green home you'd love to build, you have to to understand the steps to make this dream green home. But in this facilitation session, we are just following some steps, easy steps to move forward your green home, to build your green home. So, why I you got sure many people dreaming of green home, but probably you want to include solar panels in the building, but that's one element. uh, Green building involves making the most efficient use of the material that go into the building, and also creating space that allows for sustainable use of resources that is needed to live in that home. So energy efficiency is important, also water use, air quality, and the relationship of the landscaping surrounding the environment. So if you are thinking about building green, you have to keep in mind the steps, graphic steps, as your guide, as a guideline to cover elements of building green. So you want to consider in the design and construction on your home, and to keep also in mind that is definitive to make it through the steps. However, it's very easy to demonstrate well that building green involves big picture thinking. It means like Liku mindset. So let's see now among this uh, among these green building practices how we are going to follow this kind of steps. So let's start by the first steps is to avoid waste facing construction. That means avoid wasting avoid waste, sorry, we say avoid waste facing construction. So it's a kind of minimalizing your building to the sun exposure and helps keep the home cool, as we see in the pictures. So you have to differentiate this kind of facing construction and minimize the sun exposure, the west and the east. Okay. Second step, you have to use structural insulated panels. What means? SIPs. We call it SIPs because they are efficient and lightweight and also structurally sound. This kind of structural insulation panel, because you have to cover your building and make it eco-friendly for the environment and for the people. Third step, you have to select environmentally friendly materials. This is what I'm going to say, like using low system of conditioners, or using VOC stain and varnishes. This is a kind of eco-friendly material that not containing some chemicals products. You have to pay attention in the steps in every material that you are going to use it when you are starting building your green home. So let's move now to the other step. The fourth step, it's about avoiding cabinetry and fixtures containing chemicals. We know that our building, we always keep many chemical products for use. They are toxic products. So we have to look for cabinetry and to look for fixtures with no substitute or formaldehyde. We can it's the technique synthesis, the technique word, it's about uh, formaldehyde. It's a kind of toxic and absorbing substitute on the air. Also we have to look for cabinetry with no heavy metals and with no dyes. It's very toxic and containing chemical substitute that can make us allergic and toxify and toxic also. Let's move now to the step number 5. You have to insulate the home properly. What means to insulate the home properly? We see in these pictures, it's kind of snow. Yes, because it's related to the the exterior environment. It's related to the climate. So you have to implement insulation system that reduces energy consumption in all the weather, for weather, wherever winter, summer, autumn, or spring, among all the year. So we have to pay attention in this insulation material that we are going to use or we choose to use it, and also pay attention to maintain and keep this material, and monitoring with maintenance system also, because every year, with the condition of the weather and the change of the climate, we can affect our home. So the step number 6, we see there in this graphic, it's about hygienic facilities. So the second steps is to use Energy Star windows and appliance. It's very important to use this kind of energy. Why? Because low energy consumption in refrigerators and clothes dryer, in wash machine, also in hot water heaters, consume many energy. So we have to align with low energy consumptions equipments. So you can also install low water consumption toilets. You can install also low water heaters, low dishwashers that consume low energy. Also, you can install low energy washing machine and showers. You have to pay attention on the requirement of the equipment that you buy, and you can use this requirement among the star energy. We can Energy Star, it's about levels of the energy on the appliance or even on the windows. So let's move to further steps. The steps number 7, it's about plumbing. Yes, it's about thinking green HVAC, the system of our plumbing. So you have to get a geothermal heat pump. You have to get also radiant floor heating. You have to get Energy Star HVAC system. You implement this kind of system for your green buildings. So you have to pay attention or the type of HVAC system that you are going to align with or to install. And also in same time, you have to pay attention on the maintenance process among among the year, because the damage and the risk of the system can be used also. So you have to align with the maintenance system and to keep it that in mind. I mean, the step number 8 is to protect the property. Many people don't talk about protecting property. Why? They think it's a kind of no useful things. But in contract, it's very important to ensure green building practices. So you have to make sure that your building or your construction isn't obtrusive to wetlands or also to protected wildlife or vegetation. So you have also to pay attention to the place that we are implementing our green buildings. And now we will conclude with the last steps. Steps number 9, we have to optimize your solar power by using solar panels there and protecting your windows. So you have to install solar panel on the roof that you can make it use of it, make use of the sun, of the energy of the sun, and stabilizing the energy consumption of the whole building. And also saving money from for your bills. So installing solar panel is very important to align with the kind of solar power, especially among the years. Last step is step number 10. You have to ventilate your building. Why? Because we need to uh, to condition to ventilate our buildings, wherever interior or exterior. You have to make this balance, this cooling system. So lower cooling system costs by preventing heat build up. So you have to ventilate your attics facilities by providing a lower cooling system. Also, let's move to the last steps. We have to use eco-friendly lighting. Lighting is very important when you want to build your home. So optimizing sunlight within windows and also supplements, it's very important, especially when we want to align with lead rating system light fixtures. So it's very important to use eco-friendly lighting for optimization. Steps number 12, we have to install a citerns. What means? We know that the citerns is destined for collecting water. That's the same function. We have to collect rainwater, from rain, for gray water uses such as toilets and sprinkler system. So installing a cistern on the buildings, on the construction, is very important when you really you want to build a green home. Last step, last but not least, you have to choose indigenous landscape. We know that green building is not about technical system and fixtures and practices, but also about uh, environmental practices. So landscape is very important to choose the most efficient landscape, like local plants. They are better for the environment than exotics one and superficial one, artificial one. So pay attention and keep in mind to choose local plants for your green building, green home, or dream green home. So this is all the steps simply to understand how you build the green. But when you follow systematically the whole process of the steps, you will achieve really implementing a green home if you want to build a green home, because many people want to make their green dream home. Thank you so much for thank you so much for for assisting this session, first session, and I hope that you will stay tuned for our next upcoming rounds for visual facilitation workshops. It's about the green buildings, but the second round it's gonna be different from the first round. So stay tuned on Meetup Group of Facilitators, and thank you.